Meantime, in the spring of '65, this following happened. There was a series of Soviet American basketball series. In the spring of '65, the Soviet team came over to play a group of college all-stars, American college players. And the Soviets, of course, brought their interpreter, and the Americans, it turned out, did not. And this was discovered at the last minute. And somehow it reached the American mission to the United Nations, where a woman worked who was a friend of mine. Maybe Bill would like to do this. So they asked me, and I said yes. So I traveled for 2 weeks with the Soviet national basketball team. The first game was actually in Las Vegas, and the public address announcer said before the game, "And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Soviet National Anthem." Ошибочно, they played Internationale. It was the local people who thought that was still the national anthem. So the Soviet team was very upset. The coach said, "Bill, Los Angeles in the next one, make sure they get it right." So we get to Los Angeles, and I go down on the court before the game, and I go up to the organist, and I say, "Do you know the Soviet national anthem?" He says, "Yes." I said, "Can you hum it for me?" And he starts humming the Internationale again. So I said, no. So I stood there and I hummed the proper one, and he sort of took notes. And when the announcer said the Soviet national anthem, he got it right. The other thing was that the local public address announcers could not pronounce the names. So they turned that over to me. And so I would say, "Ladies and gentlemen, starting for the Soviet national team from the Tbilisi Army Club, Zurab Sakandalidze." And one of the forwards was Yak Lipso. Anyway, I became a star for being able to do this. I mean, it was great fun. I loved the whole thing. But I attribute to this the fact that I was followed when I got to Moscow. Because I think they said to themselves, "Who is this guy? You know, he says he's a scholar, a graduate student, but he shows up under these strange circumstances."